Hi, Anatomy. All right, you have reached the end of the year, and our end of the year did not pan out anything like it was supposed to pan out. And I do apologize because I was really looking forward to doing cat dissections with you at the end of this year to really actually see real life examples of a lot of the systems and the organs that we talked about and the muscles. If you do end up taking anatomy part 2 next year, then we will definitely get to that. And I have not officially decided, but there's a possibility that I'll even start the fall off with a bit of a dissection of the material that we've done before, but I really haven't given too much thought to how I want to handle that, seeing that we missed out. And I know not all of you will need to take the other half of anatomy, or maybe not want to. That's all to be determined, so hang tight on that. Maybe you will be in my class, maybe you won't be. Either way, I really struggled with how I wanted to end the school year because we finished our material rather early, and there's not really any good way to do a full dissection. I mean, we watched the heart dissection video, but to do a full dissection digitally or remotely is not really logical at this point. And so we are going to have kind of like a final exam. Not the type of final exam that any of you are exempt from. Don't really think of it like a true final. This is just kind of the last assignment and assessment that I'm going to be including in your grades for quarter 4. And so I'm going to go over that in just a second in terms of what that's going to look like. And again, it's not really an exam because we're remote teaching and you have access to your books and materials and notes. So not nearly as challenging as a true final exam would have been in class. But with that, I just wanted to remind you a couple housekeeping things. The last week that we're remote teaching or the last day we're remote teaching is May 22nd. After that, you have about 2 weeks to make sure that you've gotten in any assignments that you have not turned in. So please make sure that you check ClassReach. And if you do not have a grade inputted into an assignment, then that means that I probably didn't receive it. And that could be an error on my part, or you forgot to send it, or something. Either way, I don't have it. And so if you could resend that to me or send it to me for the first time, you will not be penalized for any work that you don't have in until June 5th. So on June 5th, anything I do not have is a 0. That is Mrs. Spain's policy, no exceptions. All right, and obviously I want you guys to submit all your work so I can give you credit for all your work. So please do that. And don't forget, if you haven't completed like the Quizlet vocab test section for this module, there's a few of you who still haven't, please get on there and do that so I can give you credit for the vocab quiz for module 11. All right, and so with that, let's talk about this final exam here. So you're the only class that hasn't used this website so far, but all my other classes have while we've been remote teaching. There's a website called ClassMarker, and I can basically take a paper test and convert it to a computer version with some exceptions, but for the most part, that's what I've been able to do. And so this will be a final or an all-encompassing cumulative test from day 1 to this day. I don't know what day we're on at this point, but from start to finish, okay? It's technically open book, right? Because I can't monitor if you're cheating or not, so I have to make it open book. You can use all of your slides and notes from all year. You can use your textbook, okay? It will cover modules 1 through 6, as well as 10 and 11. So all the modules we did this year. So that covers, module 1 was just the introduction to anatomy and physiology with a bit of a biology review. That includes the histology unit, the integumentary system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, the endocrine, and the cardiovascular system, okay? The caveat here is the test is timed. So it's open book, but it's timed, okay? You will have ample amount of time, likely 120 minutes, so more than enough time. There will only be a few questions from each module, as there would have been on the final, and the test is only available until June 4th. After that, it will expire. So I will send you out a link after I complete this video. Check your emails. There will be a link. That will be your individual test link. All you have to do is click the test, and it starts the timer once you begin the test. And you only are allowed to complete this one time. Okay, so when you are ready, click the link to begin the test. Don't jump on there and think that you're going to be able to go pause it and come back and forth kind of thing. Like, once you start, it's a time test, 120 minutes, and that is all. And of course, you can use your notes and stuff, but bear in mind, you only have so much time, so you want to at least review and kind of be familiar with the concept, so you at least know where to go back and look to reference that material. All right, so you need to know where a question about the histology and the types of tissues in the human body, you need to be able to find that quickly enough that you're not going to run out of time completing your test. So it's a balance between, you know, open book and actually knowing your material and reviewing it. So I would encourage you to, as much as you probably don't want to, but I would encourage you to start at the beginning and at least read your slide notes. You know, or if you have your old tests, going back and reviewing your tests, if you kept those, to see where you made mistakes, or what you struggled with more or less, and then maybe those are the notes that you want to read. But either way, approach this similar to a final, knowing that it is open book to a certain degree, and it will cover all of the concepts that we have done. And that will be your very last grade. And again, you have until June 5th to get me everything. This test will no longer let you in at, I believe, 11:55 p.m. on June 4th. So right before the clock strikes midnight for June 5th. All right, and so if you have any questions about this, every other class has had a really easy time taking these tests, and it's been great, and it's been pretty smooth. But if you have any issues getting this to work, or you don't understand, or you didn't get the email, please let me know so I can get that test link to you so you can begin when you are ready. And with that, I'm sure I will talk to you before the official end of the school year, but I hope you guys have a great summer. It has been really fun teaching you guys this first year. I've learned a lot, and I've really enjoyed having all of you in my class this year. So I will talk to you soon.